Hi everyone, I'm Michael Manrique and I'm one of the Habit Guys. We teach realtors prospecting habits so they finally become top producing agents. And welcome to the Realtor Habits Podcast, where agents don't need more stuff, they need better habits. Before we get into today's episode, I want to let you know about our Habit Guys Instagram. That's right. We all want to prospect consistently and be more organized. Well, to do that, you need to think, do, and act like a top producer. Watch us prospect live and teach you every week for free live on our Instagram channel to help you get more expired listings, FSBOs listings, learn how to connect with your sphere to not sound salesy, but instead make friends, maintain it, and get referral business. Watch the highs and lows that come with prospecting in real time and get to ask questions and get answers to those questions. All you have to do is visit us at www.instagram.com/HabitGuys, or just look for us, Habit Guys. Follow us on our Habit Guys Instagram account, and you'll see on a weekly basis, every Tuesday at 5 p.m., we'll be going live prospecting and having you able to ask us questions. So if you're interested in learning all the skills necessary to become a top producing agent, to get over your fear of prospecting, to learn how to build a systematic way to approach your business, go ahead and follow us on Instagram. If you know anyone that can gain value from this podcast, please do us a huge favor and share it with them. We're here to help as many realtors as possible, and we appreciate your help to do so. All right, let's get into today's episode. Today's episode is called Listing Presentation Doubts Are Hurting Your Business. That's right. Listing presentation doubts. Now, we all know about the new commission changes that are going to be taking effect in August, and I know many of my students, and I speak to other realtors, are more focused on getting listings due to these changes. And with that, what commonly occurs when you change your focus, when you understand, okay, there's a shift in the marketplace, there's more certainty with listings, now I need to practice my listing presentation. What tends to happen is that's not necessarily the bad thing, right? So the thought process is very commonsensical, it's logical, but what I find happening is that if we're still not focusing on the number one thing to grow your business, then what does it matter if you're focusing on a listing presentation? That's right. If you're not prospecting consistently, if you're not connecting, building relationships consistently, and then how does practicing a listing presentation help you get business? And this is very common, right? One of the things that happens is that prevents agents from prospecting consistently is the fear of the unknown, the uncertainty of the future. So what the logical reaction to that fear, right? If we're going to close that gap, I don't know what's going to happen. Well, that means that I just need to practice that thing. I need to prepare myself for that thing. And while, again, I'm not saying practice and preparation for a listing presentation or a listing consultation isn't valuable in itself, it shouldn't consume your day. And that's the one thing that I see happening to students, or I see happening to realtors out there, when they're telling me that they're practicing a listing presentation script or process, and then I ask them how many calls they're making, and they're spending either very little time or their call volume is very low, right? Or I ask them, well, how many connections are you making? Are you following up with your sphere or your contacts that have intent to buy or sell or lease? And I get a head nod, no. Well, and then what are we really focusing on here, right? So psychologically, we're focusing on a potential future, on an uncertainty, but fundamentally, it's actually hurting our business, right? So let's get real. Does practicing listing presentations actually get you more business? This is the question you need to ask yourself if you're practicing listing presentations right now. And the answer is no, if you're not prospecting. If you're not prospecting or on a trajectory to increase your prospecting from maybe 30 minutes a day or an hour a day to 2 hours to 3 hours or more, well, and then you need to realize, you need to listen to me right now, and you need to put that focus back into prospecting, back into locating those listing consultation opportunities. That's what we care about most. The opportunities, the more opportunities we have, the more opportunities we have to actually get the client, get the listing. And that should be the focus first, not listing presentation first. And another thing that we have to understand, if your ultimate fear or gap that you're trying to close is you want to get good at listing presentations, well, how does one get good at listing presentations? Yes, fundamentally, we're all thinking, oh, well, we practice it. Yeah, we have a script. Maybe there's a process that I follow, that I learn by myself, which is what we teach in our coaching program. But really, fundamentally, how do you truly get good at it? Well, it's by going on listing presentation. This is so critical to understand. It's one thing to practice, right, for a potential presentation. It's another thing to do it. Why is that? Well, because you most likely, since you're already uncertain, right, if there's some fear or doubt associated with that listing presentation, then when you go to do it, how do you think you're going to react? You're probably going to have butterflies in your stomach. Your palms might be sweating. Your heart might be pumping out of your chest. Your neck might tighten. Your back might start aching, right? Your alert system starts going off in your brain that says, oh my God, we're about to do something that might be harmful, might be threatening, right? That's what's going to happen. And the way that we learn to calm that down is by experiencing the listing presentation. So what I'm trying to get at here is that the more listing presentations you go on, the better you're going to get at it. Not only practicing, by yourself or maybe role playing with someone that you're comfortable with, but ultimately going on listing presentation. Ultimately going on multiple listing presentations. That's going to change how you perform when you're in front of a potential client. And this is really important because it goes back to understanding what is the metric that you're tracking, right? How do you know that you're getting listings? How are you on a trajectory to know, oh, yes, I'm doing what I need to do to get more opportunities for listing consultations? And that's what this entire podcast episode is about. Where is your focus? From the moment you wake up to the moment you start prospecting, to your follow-up, to your email, CRM, social media, attention and focus. Where's all this at to ultimately get you the connection, get you the appointment, get you the listing consultation or presentation, and then ultimately close and get the client and listing. And it all starts with prospecting consistently. So if you're looking for a way to learn how to boost your listings today, right now, because the policy's coming into effect in August, you need to figure out how to get more listings in your book of business, in your pipeline. I want to invite you to our upcoming masterclass. It's going to be taking place on July 31st at noon Eastern. Go to habitguys.com/signup. Again, that's habitguys.com/signup and learn how to boost your listings today. Learn how to focus on the things and the process necessary to boost your listings. Not just understanding the process, but the most effective and efficient prospecting method to not only get you the listings, This is so important to understand. But ultimately, to get you to do it again and again and again, because ultimately, you feel confident, you get positive reinforcement, and you get results. So go ahead again. If you're listening to this now, the masterclass is taking place July 31st. It's all about walking you through and teaching you how to boost your listings today. All right. So there you have it. So in closing, here is the missing piece to your business. It's accepting that when you know better, you do not necessarily do better. You do better when you change your habits. Let us help.